It's been over a month since horror struck an unsuspecting Israel as Jews were observing Shabbat. Little did they know that they were going to war. Now as Israeli Defense Forces fight to annihilate the threat posed by terrorist organization Hamas, it has also not lost sight of those that it needs to shield. The 240-plus hostages in Gaza, a month after October 7, Israel observed the National Day of Mourning. Faces of hostages were projected onto the walls of Jerusalem's Old City. Several people gathered in the Old City to mourn and honor the death of 1,400 Israelis in the war so far and held a somber candlelight vigil. Pictures of the special ceremony in Jerusalem show several men, women and children weeping even as the war between Israel and Hamas rages on. In the last 24 hours, over 20 Israeli cities even now are being targeted by Hamas. Tel Aviv, Peta, Tikva are just among those cities which experienced airstrikes. As the Israeli forces fend off both lone wolf attack and a larger offensive, both from the north and south, their main focus remains on Gaza. After 31 days, today, the IDF said that they have finally entered the main city, that's the Hamas stronghold, and are fighting from the heart of Gaza.
הפעולות שלנו פוגעות בליבת יכולות חמאס. חיסלנו עשרות מפקדים, חשפנו מנהרות רבות, ואנו פוגעים קשות באויב. אנו פועלים בשילוב זרועות מצוין עם כלל גופי צה"ל, מודיעין, אוויר, ים ועם שירות הביטחון הכללי. לנגד עינינו כל העת החטופים שמוחזקים בשבי החמאס. השבתם היא מצפן עבורנו. לראשונה בעשרות השנים האחרונות צה"ל נלחם בלב ליבה של העיר עזה, בלב ליבת הטרור. זו מלחמה מורכבת וקשה, ולצערי יש בה גם מחירים.
You know, most of the world right now is focused on what is happening in Gaza. But for at least 240 families, all they care about is whether their loved ones are going to be brought back. Joining us are two such people. Efrat Machikawa is the niece of a lady who was taken away along with several other of her family members on the 7th of October, and Gilad Korngold, whose 7 family members he still hasn't heard from. Gilad, I want to first start by asking you, has there been any word from your family so far? Where are they? Has somebody been in touch with them? Has the IDF told you about their whereabouts? What do you know after 31 days?
When actually we didn't know nothing. I mean, no Red Cross, no nobody. I just get noticed 3 weeks ago that they are in the Gaza Strip, hostages. At least my son, Tal, I know that he was captured alive. They took him from the house, the burned house, alive, walking with clothes, okay, and they throw him to a car trunk. I have had a member of this kibbutz in Be'eri saw him, so this is the truth. The other one, I don't know nothing about them. Nobody informed us. At least the Red Cross can go there and watch them to see if everything or okay there, if they're alive or on the other side. But we need information. Without information, they come, they go, and it's very, very dark days here for us. I guess for everybody.
Efrat, I remember, and it's only now that I know that Margalit Moses is your aunt, because I remember on the first day itself, when the first images were coming out, everyone was wondering, oh my God, look, there's an old lady who's being taken away on a scooter. Who is she? What happened to her? What happened on the 7th of October, and when did you first see these images? The fact that the Hamas itself shot these videos, how did you see this video first, and how did you first get to know about your aunt and her family?
I would like to first thank you, and thanks to the people of India for having the interest in listening to our stories, because behind these 240 people, there are 240 worlds. There are the spirits of so many people are in the arms of the Hamas terrorists. I last spoke to my aunt on the phone on Saturday morning when I realized something very wrong is going on. And she whispered, and she answered the phone, but whispered something is very wrong going. And she said she's in the safe room. And all I could say is that just stay safe. You are in the safe room. You will be safe, something that we were all very wrong about. And we just said, I love you. And she replied, I love you back. And we never heard from her again. But then you are right. All these Pride videos that were released, we were shocked to see that my aunt, who is almost 80, very ill, cancer, other problems, hardly can walk. She was taken and pushed onto her mobility scooter, and then we don't know what happened after that. My uncle in another room was brutally taken from that house, and his spouse, who was later murdered, had the time to text us, and she said that he was hoping to talk to them, to negotiate, to ask them to take anything they want, but they wanted them. They wanted their lives, and he was taken.
Have you heard from the IDF about her whereabouts? How is she? Does she need medication? Is she being taken care of?
We know nothing. We don't know if she has medication. We don't know if the doctor sees her. We know that unless she gets her medication, she will die because she is chronically ill. So is my uncle, but my aunt is in a very severe situation.
You also want to come in, Gilad?
I'm agree. I'm just agree what she said. We must release. You know what? At least the children and the women today, not tomorrow, not after tomorrow. They are not army. They are not military. They not negotiation with them. First, the children and the women out, without any negotiation. And I hope Israel will never stop until they release the hostages.
But do you get scared when you see all these bombs raining down on Gaza? You know that your family is there. There are little children there. There's a 3-year-old Yahel there. Your son is there. Do you get scared?
I'm scared to death, but I not have any control on this. Okay, I just can interview in foreigners channels. I don't have any control. I mean, absolutely I fear, but this is the way that our military work. I trust my military.
How do you deal with these emotions? Because a hostage situation is the worst for the family.
It's the worst. Well, I must admit that as a mother, I worry for all innocent children that are sometimes used as human shields. I worry of our region. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm an educator. It is just what you're trying to ask me is trying. I would have managed to answer on normal days, but now I feel I'm in my house, and I don't want to go out, and all I want is to be sure that I'm secured and everybody else is secured. My mind is not free to think of going back to my students or thinking what will be the next day. We live now. We live this moment without our beloved ones. And this is just minimizing everything we can do to this moment and this hope and will to have them back.
Gilad, do you...
I want to add something. Maybe a year and a half ago, Israel let 17,000 workers from Gaza Strip to come to work in Israel. They came every day, every morning, and they would go back home every evening. Okay? They earn like $2,500 a month. Instead, $100 that 1 or 2 months Qatar give him. Okay? Each worker here, he has around him 30 family members. They can culture, they can go to buy clothes, food, and they're in good condition. Okay, they have the same right that the Israeli worker has. And I saw those people dancing and give candies in the street when it happened. I mean, 63% of the Palestinians there, okay, vote for Hamas. And Hamas is not only here in my area, my neighborhood. Okay, wake up, world. Hamas is with other names, Hezbollah, Tehran, and I don't know, in Africa and everywhere in the world they are cancer, and they're very dangerous. If somebody thinks really that it's only my problem or others' Israeli problem, so wake up. It can happen and will happen. Look at the demonstration in Europe. Look at the demonstration in Europe, and I give you a good sample, okay? There is a lot of Palestinians in Germany. They came from the war, they came from Syria, they came from everywhere. Okay, the German was very generous. They gave him everything that they can dream. They happy in Germany? Look what's happened in Germany. They happy? Tell me one place in the world they are happy. Okay, so this is what we have to deal. I have my son, my daughter-in-law, my grandson, Nave is 8 years old, okay? My granddaughter, 3.5 years old. I want them back. I want everybody back today. It's impossible to believe, and everybody in this world must to think what's happening if he is in the same condition. So this is what I have to say.
Gilad, we can only, in the hope that...
Everybody, I'm sorry, one moment.
Yes, please go on.
All the governments in the world must press immediately. First, from the beginning, the Red Cross must go to visit them. We don't know who is there exactly, what's the condition. He has medicine, he has food. My two grandsons was captured with a short pajama. Today, the tomorrow, after tomorrow, the winter is here. Okay, nobody will know if they're with their mother. It's impossible to believe it. Nobody in the world stop and say, wait, something wrong.
In the hope that somewhere through TV, through social media, that somebody who knows your family or is with your family, is holding your family, would you like to say something to them, Gilad? Do you think that there is a human side that you can appeal to?
Yes, they know exactly what should they have to do. Okay, they have phone. They can call here. They get protection from the Israeli army. Okay, just tell where are they, and I guess they get a better life than the other sides. Just need to call to say, hey, I know where's the hostages. I don't have there's people who offer money. Okay, I don't know. I think this is what they should do, but meantime we don't know nothing. They come. Now is the winter clock. The dark come very very around 4:45, and when the dark comes, the bad things in the mind. You start to think bad things, and it's very difficult to live like this.
Efrat, to people around the world, in India we've seen many shop fronts, many people in solidarity have put up posters of those who are still missing.
Thank you.
A lot of people are seen ripping off those posters. What would you say to those who think that this in itself is an act of aggression, the putting up of posters of missing people?
As an educator, I say, please question your doings. Please do not rush into brainwashing ideas and think. Ethical values have to go into this decision of going to tear posters. Stop for a second and think, what would you do if these were your family members? If it was your sister, if it was your own child, if it was your parents, think for a moment. You should not agree about everything. This is not about politics. This is about humanity. Stop. question. Even if you're going with your friends and there is a whole party of tearing those posters, think for a second, what would you do if this was your family? We here in this little place called Israel need the support of the global world. We need sanity. We need ethics. We need values. We need people who cherish life. We cherish life. We ought to believe we cannot stop the hope that people will go back to sanity. This is incredible. Just stop for a while and ask questions. Research. Do not be fed by brainwashing.
And
Think
sometimes
of life, saving life.
Sometimes perhaps that sanity is too much to ask for in the middle of a very, very polarized and politicized debate. I certainly hope that you hear from your family sooner rather than later. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Efrat Machikawa and Gilad Korngold.